Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and I got to play the new tank hero Ramattra early, which means I can give you guys a beginner's guide of how this hero works and plays. Today we're going to be going over everything, to his damage, his weaponry, his ultimate, his playstyle, literally everything that you want to know is going to be talked about in this video. Ramattra is going to be a very interesting tempo tank hero, where he's going to have two different forms, his Omnic form and his Nemesis form. However, his Nemesis form is technically an ability that only grants him the ability to transform for 8 total seconds. So we'll talk about each individual form and their unique abilities, first starting off with his Omnic form. His Omnic form is going to be his standard state, where his shriveled up body is only going to have a total of 450 health, so very low for tank standards. But in his Omnic form, you are going to get two unique abilities. The first is going to be your main form of damage, which is your Void Accelerator. This is a staff that he carries around that fires out a stream of projectiles, or what I call them purple fruit flies, because that's what they look like. They're just like these tiny little purple shards that just go and attack. You do shoot 2 particles at a time, which grants you a total of 9 damage, and this has crit damage, would grant you a total of 18 damage per shot. And with 100 total shots in your Void Accelerator, there is another unique part about his staff, and that is this has absolutely no fall off damage. So the same amount of damage that you do from 5 meters away, you can do from 50 meters away. Now, one important thing to note is that his Void Accelerator is a projectile weapon, which means it's going to take a little bit of time for those purple fruit flies to go and hit the enemy. So you are going to have to lead your shot if you are shooting somebody from a lot longer of a distance. Now, one cute detail that I found is that the less ammo that you have, the less particles or fruit flies that are around his orb. Now, the other unique ability that is specific to his Nemesis form is technically the Void Accelerator's secondary fire, which is his 1000 HP shield. This is a shield that has a similar shape of a hexagon. I think that's a hexagon. I didn't pass geometry, but it has 1000 hit points. However, it only lasts for a total of 4 seconds. And in terms of placement, this is very similar to how Maze Wall works, where you're able to place it right in front of you, or if you still stand in the same spot, you can place it a lot farther of a distance in front of you. And yes, you can place this on multiple stories on the map, just like Maze Wall. Now, those are all his unique abilities to his Nemesis form, and while he does have another ability that can be shared between both forms, I want to show you guys what you're here for, which is his Nemesis form. This is his transformation ability that is very similar to Hammond. However, the biggest caveat is that it is a transformation ability that only lasts a total of 8 seconds. And in that 8-second window, you have 2 unique abilities. His first one is his pummel. And just like what the name suggests, this is where you pummel and punch the enemy opposition. Each punch does a total of 60 damage. 60? It only does 60 damage? I feel scammed! It's a lot scarier in the trailer, but really, 60 damage, I mean, it is kind of a lot because it is back-to-back, and you do get a total of 13 punches in that 8 seconds. But I haven't even gotten to the 2 hidden abilities that Pummel has. The first is that you are able to hit anything in front of you and multiple things in front of you from a total distance of 12 meters and under. And the other unique hidden ability is that you're able to punch through shields. Like, you're able to do damage on an enemy hero that's behind a shield. A Reinhardt shield, a Ramattra shield, a Winston shield, a Symmetra shield, any shield you are able to punch through and do damage to the hit points of the ops. Now, if you're not so aggro of a Ramattra, the other unique part about his Nemesis form is his other unique ability, which is his block. Now, this ability is very easy to understand, but it's very easy to misconstrue, because while yes, you do raise your fist in front of you and block damage, it doesn't totally like zero out the damage. You do lower the amount of damage, but you're still taking damage as Ramattra. So don't think that you're invincible whenever you throw up your big giant fists. And even though you reduce damage by blocking in the front, you can still take full damage from the back. Pause. And another important thing to know is whenever you throw up your block, you are going to have a speed reduction. And before we get to his ultimate, let's talk about the other ability that you get with your Nemesis form and your Omnic form, and that is his Revenous Vortex. His Revenous Vortex ability grants him the ability to send that same purple particles and release this giant vortex of energy. This vortex has a total damage of 45 damage, so not really a lot, but the main value that you're getting from this vortex is the slight slow that enemies get if they're in it. However, the main effect that the enemies get whenever they're in their vortex is that their jumps are drastically reduced. Their regular jumps, but most importantly, their vertical jump abilities. And you can see this effect most clearly with Baptiste's boost jump. So really, just think of any single ability that has verticality movement, that's gonna basically be bringing them down into the ground. Now, one kind of confusing thing to know is that this isn't necessarily like an Orisa pull. Like if someone is kind of above the Vortex, it's not like it's gonna pull them down to the ground. They have to activate a jump ability for that effect to truly be seen. And the other thing is that there is a height cap to which this effect actually applies to the enemy. So someone like Pharah, if they're flying above it, more than likely they're not going to be affected by it because they're already flying above the height limit. But enough talking about boring abilities. What you're here for is Annihilation. Ladies and gentlemen, Ramattra's ultimate ability is called Annihilation, and this ultimate lasts for a total of, well, technically, forever. See, how this ultimate works is any single time you activate it, there's going to be these purple tentacles that latches onto the enemy, and as long as you have line of sight with them, or as long as they're even behind you, it's going to not only be sucking up their life, doing damage to them, kind of like how more suck works, pause, but you're also going to have an infinite ultimate just as long as you have line of sight of the enemy. And how you actually know if the purple tentacles will latch onto the enemy is shown through this purple circle around Ramattra, and it's exactly like how Lucio's AoE circle works, just now purple. And during this time, you're automatically going to transform into your Nemesis form, which means you get an increase of health with armor all the way up to 600 health, and you're going to have your normal abilities that you have in your Nemesis form, just not at an increased speed or an increased damage rate. So really, the only special part about this ultimate are the purple tentacles that latch onto the enemy, but again, that just continues to go as long as you're near an enemy. So this truly is the initiator ult, because you want to be around as many people as possible, because that keeps the ultimate going. That keeps the party going, baby. And the final thing that we'll talk about is his playstyle, what I think about Ramattra, because I'm going to be honest, in the trailers, he seems a lot scarier because on the field, he's a little teddy bear. His Omnic form with his staff, yeah, while you have no fall-off damage, I didn't get most of my kills with that. What I got most of my kills with was in his Nemesis form and pummeling and punching people, because it's so easy to land a shot, especially when you see someone like a Lucio or an Ashe or anybody that's half health. That's your cue. Okay, I'm going to transform and I'm just going to 1-2 punch them, because I should be able to instantly kill them fast enough before the healers get to them. Because besides that, and I guess his ultimate, the rest of the hero kit is very underwhelming. His Vortex, while yes, in a vacuum, the jump is huge, but really that's only going to be affecting a handful of heroes like I showcased in the example. His shield is very tiny. The fact that it's temporary means that you could just move past it. And even his Nemesis form, while this is mainly a player error, what I've come to find is that a lot of people just use this Nemesis form to gain the extra health and block and be scared. And at that point, you got him. You got him. He's gonna throw up his shield. You move past it and you just shoot him because he has 450 health. He doesn't have a lot of health. His shield blows, and the only thing that's really scary is his ultimate. That doesn't blow. In fact, it sucks. No, literally, because you're gonna get your soul sucked out of you. It's a really good initiator ultimate because the more enemies there are, the longer it will last. So do I think Ramattra's gonna overtake Season 2? Not a chance. No, he's not going to be bad, I don't think. He's just very easy to bully and kill. And that's the tank's biggest problem, is that if you can get easily bullied, then you suck. Because you got to be the one that bullies. And the only time you can bully as Ramattra, surprisingly, is kind of in your Nemesis form, but especially in your ultimate. But those are limited time abilities. But we're just going to have to see how this plays out, because, well, this was my experience when playing against content creators who are really, really good at killing me as Ramattra, but who knows? Maybe I'll come to find that Ramattra is one of the best tanks of all time. But again, we'll just have to see. But anyway, let me know what you think about Ramattra, and I'll see you guys in another video where I showcase the brand new map that was inspired by Ramattra's story, Shambali. Until then, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching more Overwatch 2 videos to come, and bye.